Recently, I've had one of my most significant breakthroughs since starting this work a decade ago. Essentially, what I found was, I would be in coaching retreats or in the therapist office, and normally we do memory association. We go back to childhood memories that are particularly painful, and I would be accessing these memories of my mom yelling at me or being made fun of by kids or whatever. And I would see other people in the room getting really emotional as they access of these memories, and when I was honest with myself, I was like, yeah, I mean, that was painful. It wasn't a pleasant experience, but I didn't have this deep ocean of pain that a lot of other people seem to experience. There was a point where I kind of started giving up or thinking like maybe I'm just not wired to feel that kind of emotion or whatever. What I actually found was my pattern was created by a much more meta trauma. When I was in first grade, my parents got called into the principal's office and they said, "Hey, your son just took his first achievement test, and he tests off the charts. And we're not going to tell him." I actually didn't find this out until I was 30 years old. But I
Oh,
had a
wow.
distinct sense of kind of permanent othering because I knew things that
Mhm,
other people my age didn't know. I was able to intuit things or just have answers that other people had to work through or study for. Sort of like how there's very little sympathy for post-exit founders. There's very little sympathy for people who are considered gifted, and that giftedness, that intelligence is a massive advantage. It can also be a burden.
mhm,
And as I found this kind of permanent state of rejection and aloneness because I wasn't able to really connect with my peers, or
mhm,
be seen for who I truly am, I started this process of chameleoning. I would meet people where they are. I would modulate my answers. I would always try to
mhm,
be fitting in, and I didn't realize kind of the pain or the deep ocean of sadness that was associated there. So for me, finding that emotion was really finding this meta permanent state rather than event based traumas.